Thank you, everybody. Now, there's a lot of anticipation around the camp just now as the final phase of qualifying gets underway. And as I told the boys when they arrived in camp, shit gets real now. So do we have any questions? Yeah, Chaz Hogan, Australian journo. Now, mate, you've recalled several old names to the squad, including Moy and Lecky, who are both well over 30. Well, Chaz, like I just said, shit gets real now, and I want my best players in the squad. Now, we only have 3 outfield players over 30, so I think on that regard, we're in a pretty good place. Yeah, now, mate, Cristian Volpato, he has defected from the Italians over to the Aussies. Now, what exactly did you have to say to him to get him on board? Yeah, look, mate, it was pretty easy, to be honest. I just showed him the score versus North Macedonia. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Socceroos. It is episode 12 today and the final part of Asian qualifying for the World Cup gets underway. And you can see the 2 groups there, and there is no doubt, I don't think that we got the tougher of the 2 groups, but with a 48-team World Cup, the top 4 in each group qualify, so I'd like to think that we'll be able to get through. Now, we do start today with Iraq and Iran. Now, of course, Iraq beat us opening game of the Asian Cup in the group stage, and Iran, we had that epic quarterfinal where we managed to get them in extra time with only 10 men. So really interesting games. If I'm looking at the group, it's one of these where I think if we win our home games, now you can see here Iraq is away, Iran is a home game for us. If we can win our home games, we'll be fine, absolutely fine. And if I'm looking at the weaker teams in the group, I'd say Thailand and Iraq. So if we can get 6 points versus both of them, we've just got to qualify. We don't necessarily need to go and win the whole thing, although it would be nice. We've just got to qualify, and we should, be able to get past Thailand and Iraq, I'm hoping, though I said that in the Asian Cup, didn't I? And the 5th place teams in each group, they actually go into a playoff against each other, and then against probably South America. I don't know who goes after that. We don't want to be coming 5th in this group. We should be better than Iraq, probably China and Thailand as well. I think we'll probably be competing against Iran and Japan for sort of in the top 3 spots. The other side, I mean, North Korea is a little bit weak. There's no necessarily bad teams in there apart from North Korea, I would say. But South Korea aside, there's no real standouts either. I wouldn't have thought there. Now, I did say we were going to come back for Kuwait versus and Maldives. Basically, because I know when the Other Park Baseball series is coming out now and how long I have to get this series done, I just thought there's no point coming back for a bit of games that are essentially a nothing games. I did experiment with the squads, so let's go and have a look at the games. We already, of course, knew that we were through top of the group before those 2 games. So the first of the 2 was against Kuwait. Let's go see how an experimental Socceroos did against them. We took the lead with Lachlan Jackson's first international goal. Al Hassan Toure got his first Socceroos goal to make it 2-0. And Harustik made it 3-0 at half-time, before Kuwait pulled one back late on. So there we go, a very good win for us. You can see I experimented with the formation, not just the actual players. Now, one thing that you did pick up in the press conference there, Cristian Volpato, we managed to convince him to come back to Australia from Italy. He is a Roma. He is at Roma. He initially had said he wanted to play for Italy. I managed to convince him around, and he could be very useful for us. Obviously, that goes without saying, as either a number 10 or, well, as an inverted winger. He doesn't really have a crossing ability. He's not that quick, but he could maybe even play out on the left. But needless to say, very pleased to get him in as a Socceroo. So 20 years old, he's been capped in a competitive game now. He is ours. There is no going back. He spent last season on loan in Serie B, did okay. We'll see what happens with him this season. Now, September, we have just had the summer transfer window. Not too many of our players moved, which is possibly a good thing. Keep the, everything, stability there for them. Other players, now, Toure, he came back in to get a chance. He's not in the squad this time. I'll show you our squad this time. But yeah, he got a goal here, which was good to see. If you don't recognise the name Lachlan Jackson, he's been in the squad for a little while now, and I think he's pretty much established himself as one of our forward defenders. So he got the opener, his first international goal. And the other player to make a debut in this one was a striker we were looking at, John Airedale. He played twice. He played against Maldives as well, and wouldn't say he covered himself in glory. So I mean, it's difficult to see with the master attributes. He's a decent player. He plays at Wellington Phoenix. Yeah, Wellington Phoenix. And, I mean, he scored goals there. He has played in the Bundesliga, but he didn't take his chance. Next up, it was the Maldives. What's played in Juric for the opener? The same two combined for our second. Before Juric completed his hat-trick. And Courtney Perkins made it 4-0 at half-time. Daniel De Silva got our fifth. And Riley McGree our sixth. Courtney Perkins got his second. Before Al Hassan Toure completed an 8-0 rout. So a very uncompetitive game, this one. Juric with a hat-trick. Ed Dale, you can see there again, not really getting the job done. Caleb Watts got, I think, 4 assists for him. So he's not quite, I think, well, Volpato becoming Australian is really going to hurt his chances. But he's proved himself to be a very good player to come in if for whatever reason we have an injury or suspension or anything. So that just builds a bit of squad depth. A couple of other new names there. Riley McGree. Now, I know Webby was suggesting this guy. I did call him in to have a look at him, and he did fine. He was by no means a disappointment. Not quite, I don't think, good enough to make our first choice 23, but certainly, again, as an option to come in, well, he certainly put himself forward. And the other unfamiliar, actually there's 2 more unfamiliar names. Daniel De Silva got himself on the score sheet. He's someone in real life that was really highly rated. I think did he actually go to Roma? He's been in Europe. No, maybe he didn't actually end up going to Roma. You can see there he's played in Holland. Kind of come back to Australia and maybe not quite done what he could have. But gave him a game just to have a look at him. And again, as far as an option to come in, he wasn't terrible. He did a job. I mean, you're playing against the Maldives, so we've got to take that into consideration. And the other new name is somebody who I wanted to play last episode but was injured. But Gethin, I think you pronounce it, Jones. He is a very, very decent fullback. So someone that I found, I forget how we found him, but he is at Western United. He's 28. He's played at Bolton. He's played sort of lower leagues in England. He's been at Everton, but doesn't look like he ever actually played for them. Got as high as the Championship there, it looks like. So he's playing okay. He's doing well. You know, 6'8", 6'9", almost 7s in the A-League. That's, I mean, it's not an international star, but it's not bad, is it? So he's come in, and I think he will be sort of fighting with Karasic for that right-back role. Again, we went with the sort of the Queen of the South formation. I don't think we're going to go forward with it. The main reason is that we only really have Juric that's scoring goals. I mean, Al Hassan Toure did, I suppose, to a point. And it means this way, obviously, we lose our wingers. And I just think that with the likes of Economides, of Mobile to a point, and a couple of other wide players that we have, I just think it doesn't quite work for us, I don't think. But we ended up the group there, 8 from 8. Obviously, Kuwait and Bahrain both missed out on going through, which is a little bit harsh on them. But I would have thought, yeah, it would have been good for one of them, I think, to get through. Afghanistan and Maldives, though, they were weak sides, and well, they obviously go no further. So the squad we have. And just get to the football, I hear you all say. The squad we have, you can see Iraq are 59th, ranked Iran are 28th. We, I think, are 23rd. I'll check that in just a second for you. So it's Birighetti, Glover, and Ryan, the goalkeepers. Courtney Perkins stays in, and that is because Degenak got an injury, so he's unavailable for this one. Gersbach and King will be the right-back options. Karasic and Jones, the right-back options. Jackson, Suter, and Connor Chapman will be the central defenders. Then we've got Devlin, Duncan, Harustic, Economides. Kalik, I've called him back in. He did fine for us when he played in the Asian Cup, and we've looked around. I don't think we found anybody better than him. So he stays, he comes back in. Matthew Leckie comes back in. He's a little bit older than ideally I would have liked for a winger, but I think he's got a bit of an end product for him. He could play as a striker if we desperately needed him to, and yeah, he's doing okay, so he comes back in. Mobile stays in. Moy and Rogic come in. Volpato is in. Now he's got a little bit of an injury, so he'll miss the first game, and then Juric and Wakayama keep their places in the squad as strikers. Now, in terms of our world ranking, we are 23rd, so we're at a high for certainly most recent times, so that's excellent. You know, 23rd in the world. If we can have a strong qualifying campaign, I've been trying to find out how many groups there are going to be. 48 team World Cup, I think it's 3 teams a group. I can't do the maths, but if we get, say, top there have to be at least 12 groups, wouldn't there? So if we can get top 12, we could be a top-ranked team. So is that a little bit ambitious? Possibly. But if we maybe not win out, but certainly have a really strong campaign here, then we could put ourselves in a good position to to go up the rankings and get a top seed spot. Now, we've got 2 players here that look a little bit tired. So Karasic we won't play players that aren't going to be able to play 90 minutes for us. So that's going to be, I really don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll leave Chapman out there because I want to try and have a ball-playing centre-back. I like to have at least one. So the team going out here, it is Matty Ryan in goal. It's Gershbach, Suter, Chapman and Karasic as the back 4. Devlin as a ball-winning midfielder next to Aaron Moy, the deep-line playmaker. Mobile, Rogic and Economides. Juric goes up top. And let's hope we don't falter at the first hurdle like we did in the Asian Cup against Iraq in the final stage of qualifying. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. No, what's his face? I've gone blank. Oh, I can't think of his name now. Little short guy, midfielder. I love him. I bet he's not there. We're on a good... keep it going. Stick to the plan. We'll be fine. We are away from home, aren't we, for this one? So any point we get here will be a good point, but really we want all 3, don't we? All right, and here we go. It's sorry about the no episode on Monday as well. Just didn't quite have the time to get as much done as I thought I would do while my family was here. But had a good visit, which was excellent. So we'll see them again in the Easter half-term break for the schools, and that should be fun as well. Moy has an interception there. Can Aaron Moy mark his comeback to the squad? He was always going to come back. Mobile just over the bar as we come to expect from old Awar. He is the player that I think we... Chapman, come on, man. That we love to hate, don't we? Or hate to love. You know what I mean. He's frustrating. Mobile, come on, mate. Get the cross in. There it is. Good one for Juric. Oh, it's a good block. Mobile with the second chance. Pops it up towards the back post. But again, it's away. Goes back to Devlin. Devlin to Moy. Mobile, we've got Karasic getting forward. Moy, back to Devlin. To Gersbach. Gersbach with a ball in. Juric is there, and Juric opens the scoring, and we are 1-0 up. And whoa, are we? It's not going to count. No, he is just off, isn't he? In behind Ali Fayez there. And, celebrations cancelled. Well, let's see if we can get that champagne popping again here. Mobile does his defensive work well. Chapman with one forward. Juric with some nice hold-up play down there for Rogic. Back to Moy. Karasic to Rogic. Back to Karasic. Forward for Mobile. He's got a little bit of space. Is he onside this time? Let's not celebrate too early, but I think it is as a cracking finish from Danny Juric. On the volley, over his shoulder. That one counts. And it's 1-0. Now it is 1-0. Karasic to Rogic. Rogic back to Karasic to Mobile. Mobile looks up. Nice ball. And look at that for a finish from Denny Juric. I thought he might get himself a move, but he is still at Dinamo Zagreb. I think it was Empoli was interested in him, but the only player that moved is Hrustic has moved from Germany to Eibar in Spain. I can't remember if they're a top flight or second tier side, but he has moved, and he's essentially the only one, I think. There's a couple that have interest in them. I know Courtney Perkins has been interesting a couple of teams. He's at a smaller team in, I want to say Poland. It might be Czech Republic or Czechia, whatever. I think that's what they're called now, isn't it? So we've got to not let complacency slip in here, and we will get back out there. I don't think there's too much we need to change. We've essentially dominated the game. We haven't seen too much from them in an attacking sense. The one thing I am looking at here is Chapman. Economides is a little bit tired as well. And we haven't seen much. I wonder if we look for overlaps, given that they only have wing-backs in wide areas. We've got some defending to do here. It is away. Looks as though Iraq are going to keep possession here, though. And we've got both their wingers on the same side of the field, which is always troubling. Can we go and win this back now? Juric working hard. 65th minute. So what's that? 25 to go. So still a lot of time for a lot to happen in this game. Can Rogic get to that? Not quite. I wonder if we need to start looking at subs. I haven't decided completely what to do. Oh, that's a good ball. Chapman's been caught out a little bit. Matty Ryan makes the save, though. Let's maybe just go back to positive. And I'm looking at Economides. He's not having a great game. And I'm wondering if what we actually want out there is maybe a left footer and as an out-and-out winger. We don't really have that player, though. All right, we've got 10 minutes to play here. Let's just make a change. Let's just keep same position, but get Lecky out there. He can make his return to the Socceroos. Chapman is absolutely knackered, so we'll need to make a change. So we'll go with Lachlan Jackson, but he will not be a ball player. That's not what he does. And we've got a throw here. Alex Gerge back to take. Rogic comes short. He doesn't use him. Oh dear. And we've given it away. And we've given away a goal. And in the 88th minute. Oh, we were that close. Gerge back. Use Rogic. What's he doing? Rogic was open. He's not used him. And that just seems entirely preventable, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if it was not offside because it wasn't given. We've got a throw. Can we find the 3 points again? Lecky with the ball at his feet. Back to Gerge. You owe us now, Alex. Where's the ball in? Juric is there, and Juric! Oh, Linesman, put your flag down, you knobhead! Oh, what? Juric offside again. And he is offside. I'm sorry, Linesman, but it's very, very frustrating. Let's not go attacking. A point is not the terrible thing for us. We know Iraq are a decent enough side. It's the hope. Moy wins that back. Devlin gets it wide for Lecky. Come on, Matty Lecky. What's he got for us? He scored our first goal in charge, of course. He whips one in. It's Mabille! The most unlikely goal scorer on the field, and I'm including the goalkeeper in that. And in stoppage time, Mabille restores our lead. And it was a tap-in. I think most people on the field would have scored it, but Matt Lecky, off the bench, back in the squad, does oh so well, and Mabille gets the tap-in, and it's 2-1 in stoppage time. Let's give them some praise, and we have snatched victory from the jaws of a draw. Excellent stuff. There we go. We are off to the perfect start in qualifying. Mabille gets the goal, and if he's scoring, it is your day. All right, so we can see the other results there. Iran beating Japan. I don't think it is completely unexpected, especially in Iran, but 2 early goals there as well. But that's perfect for us away from home. That's exactly what we needed. And given that the top, top 4 automatically qualify, then, that is all good. You can see all the youth teams are playing. Actually, you know what I need to do is I need to show you our group for the Olympics. I put it on the Discord earlier. Devlin's going to be suspended for the next one, which is a bit of a kick in the backside, but we'll work with it. So yeah, this was our group for the Olympics. It was Brazil, France, and Germany, and they were 1, 2, and 3 ranked sides in the tournament. So we got absolutely screwed on that. We actually won a game though, which is brilliant. But yeah, that is. I mean, groups of death, they don't come any better than 1, 2, and 3 in the tournament, do they? Anyway, right there, guys. We'll be back to face Iran. Okay, welcome back. So we are hosting Iran, and having won the opening game in Iraq, it takes a little bit of pressure off for this one. Now, we are without Devlin, of course, who was suspended. Now, Economides is a little bit tired. We're not going to get 90 minutes out of him, nor are we going to get 90 minutes out of Chapman. So that'll be the case. It is Matt Ryan in goal. Gerge will keep his place at left back. Is that what we want to do, or do we want Joel King to come in? Let's actually freshen things up there. So let's go. We'll have King, Suter, Karasic as the ball-winning centre-back. I think he can do it, so we're going to go with it. And Jones, if we first look at him on the channel, coming in to play right back. Moy and Kalik is the one that comes in to replace Devlin. It's more or less like for like. We're going to use him as a ball winner, though we could just as easily use him as box-to-box. Mabille, Volpato, it'll be a first look at our new Italian-Australian in the advanced playmaker role, with Lecky getting the start. Juric will continue up top, and let's hope that we can go 2 for 2. All right, so we can see the team sheet there. Do we recognize names? There's a few there that I want to say I recognize, but I can't say for sure. We're in a good run lately. Impressed me. Just go out there, relax. Let's go with that. The result will come. And as I say, winning away from home in Iraq means the pressure is off here. We can just accept a draw. Obviously, we don't want to draw, but we can accept a draw. Obviously, in Trent Sainsbury, nowhere near the lineup for this one. Now, let's be honest. When we were facing them in the Asian Cup, we were 2-0 up and absolutely cruising early on, and then Sainsbury got, of course, sent off when we were up against. We were facing them with 10 men for the best part. Well, after it was at 30-odd minutes, wasn't it, that Sainsbury got sent off? So if we can get the 2 early goals, which doesn't look like we're going to get now because the game is ticking past, but, you know, I think we were the better side then. It just, circumstance turned it into a bit of an epic, and will probably, I think, still our best game to date with the team, even taking into account the friendly against South Korea. So, yeah, I just genuinely proud of a computer game in that one. Mobile with a cross. It's Lecky. Oh, Matthew Lecky with a goal. Mobile with a cross. That is what he can do. I mean, he can also get the match winner in stoppage time, of course. We just saw that. But I really do have... I know that I think it was Gary Turpie particularly that said Mobile would be the one player that he would look at dropping. I mean, I do like him just from the Socceroos in real life, which obviously helps. You know, you get that a little bit biased towards him. But I really do like what he does out there. And I'm sort of more leaning on the let's hope his form in front of goal improves, rather than, that's a little bit dicey back there, rather than the let's find somebody who's better in front of goal. You know, I'm sort of looking at it from maybe glass half empty rather than glass half, or vice versa. But Juric just done there. He's holding the ball up really well this episode, isn't he? Moy, back to Kalik. And he looked for a pass. Mobile, it's headed away. And Iran coming back the other way. Off your line, Ryan. Well done, son. And he gets it wide there for Jones. And that will end the highlight. And that will end the half, in fact. So it's 1-0 at half-time, which is excellent. Let's not get complacent out there, please, boys. I have faith in you. And let's see exactly what we can do. Now, the one issue we might have with Volpato is match sharpness. You may have noticed he doesn't have it. He is at Roma, so he's unlikely. I mean, he's borderline good enough to sort of be a backup, sort of a bench player, I should say, for them. I would imagine in Serie A. Ideally, though, I think Aaron Moy gets a goal, and it's 2-0. And it's Gathan Jones with the assist. But early in the second half, we get our second goal. And, well, this is now looking very, very good indeed in terms of qualifying. We've only got to get top 4 in the group. We've got 2 games against Thailand. I would certainly hope we could beat them home and away. And we've got China to come at home as well. I mean, you'd hope to beat China home and away. So this is 2 big hurdles out of the way. Iraq away, you'd think you'd be able to beat Iraq at home, but Iraq away is a tough one, and Iran, home or away, is going to be tough. Another ball in. It's Mobile, and Mobile has 2 goals in an episode. Something's wrong. Where are the horsemen of the apocalypse? They must be nearby. It's his 10th goal for Australia, and it's 3-0 now against Iran. Now I start thinking, who's a booking away from a suspension, and do we start... good header from Mobile there. Do we need to start making subs? And he is onside. Juric was probably off, but Mobile was on. Let's give them some more praise. And yeah, I mean, we start looking towards match sharpness here as well. Lecky just doesn't quite have what it takes to win or keep possession there for us. I wonder if we could get Harustic some game time here. The problem with that is that Sada, he's quite good, isn't he? I recognise that name now. Is he? I'm not sure. I think he's. I know he's good. I think he used to anyway. He used to play in Russia, I think, didn't he? Volpato! Oh, he's almost got himself a first goal for his country. I think he is born in Australia, Volpato, so I don't feel bad. I say I poached him away from Italy. It's off the post from Big Harry Suter. He just said he would rather play for them. He was, if any, Italy had poached him off of us, so there's no guilt there at all. It's not like maybe Wakayama, who was very much born in... Actually, speaking of Wakayama, let's get him on, get him some game time so we can rest. Juric Kalik hasn't had a great game, so let's get Hrustic on, and let's... He's not a ball winner. You are a Mazzella. And Karasic is going to miss the next game now. He's got himself a booking. That is okay, though, because Jones ideally will play right back. Can we keep a clean sheet? Well, we do have a clean sheet still, but that is a little bit closer than we would have liked it to be. I want Volpato to get 90 minutes just for match sharpness purposes, though he does look quite tight there. Suter gets it behind for a corner. Good defending from him. And I think I just saw it's behind my head. You wouldn't have seen it. China is 1-1 with Japan. Now, if that result holds, and Japan have 1 point through 2 games, we beat Iran here, which we're going to do because there's about 10 seconds left in the game. They're not going to score 3 goals in that amount of time. Then suddenly, already, 2 games into the group, it's looking very much like it's our group. That's a stunning performance. Juric never went off. I must have had to confirm it up here for some reason. Very, very happy with that. And, well, job done, episode 1 of this second phase. So there we go. We can see the other results. Thailand held Iraq, and yeah, China and Japan 1-1. So that is excellent for us. Of course, in something like this, draws just mean 2 teams drop points, and that is all good. So it looks like we made a good decision in bringing King in to start that one. Just freshen things up in wide areas makes a little bit of sense, doesn't it? Kalik is delighted. Australia is on course. Mourinho is spotted. He's the Roma boss looking at Volpato. I'm sure he came all the way to Australia to watch his own player play. But anyway, guys, that will do it for today. Karasic is indeed suspended for the next one. And the next one is going to be China. So we're going to have a friendly, which is a bit of a pain, and then China. That's such a pain in the backside. Why can't we just have 2 competitive games? Anyway, I don't know why that's the case. So we'll come back. It'll be a friendly away to Yemen. Road trip, anybody? I'm sure that's not going to actually be in Yemen, but anyway, looks like it is. That'll be good, won't it? That'll be fun. And then we'll be off to China. So China are currently second in the group. So, that is, again, it looks as though it's a big game for us. And if we win that, 9 points through 3 games, then I think we start planning for a World Cup, don't we? Until next time, though, guys, if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Take care.